on our lovely 1111 portal. No wonder our beautiful messages, sciences and spirituality, they come together to share with those of us of true faith. Well, God, thank you so much for telling us how to be humble, not judge, not cast stones, and for there no more to be any of that doubt about demons. Because, we have Patrick McNamara, neuroscientist, who's sharing with us how brain works, and a lot more people. So, FYI, when you see tainted bias and not good judgment, is going to come from those people who have charges. And basically, that's unresolved trauma, attachment wounds, unhealed trust breaks. You'll notice because they have an in and out group. They're like Cusco. Remember when Cusco is turned into llama and he tells Pacha that he's mistaken, but he really just, what is it, insults? I'm going to use human words, not any of that other technical verbiage, because, the grown-ups, we like to explain things. So I'm a grown-up because I'm Pacha. Harry Real, he can give you words, but actually, now that I think it, so his words, really great adaptive child parts. I've met a bunch of them, including one who's like, excuse me, you're confusing science and spirituality. I just didn't want to bother with a Cusco because, Cusco, if you watch The Emperor's New Groove, well, it's all tainted. And if you hear Robert Sapolsky, as he mentions, there's no free will. I believe there is because we have smart human beings out there, including myself, and I might be the woo-woo lady, but hey, God, I listen to you, my own business, and I don't cast stones. Oh, Jesus, don't worry. I do forgive, and I do know how to turn the other cheek, and I know why they don't know. Not sure if you knew, but I do know now. It's called their first 3 years of life. Their foundation is broken, like the fancy man and woman I make fun of. Yes, they're in the shame, blame, fault, revenge. In fact, out of their mouth consistently comes, don't listen to the good therapist. Don't go to the good therapist. They also get on screen and want to shame him. I don't even know, but they're bringing out that which was done unto them, unto others. And then the ones who follow them, well, they're really kind of like, let me think. Do I want to say that the masses are that? Well, Schopenhauer does make a point. What was it, Schopenhauer? If you want to reach a large audience, appeal to idiots. Now, I'm not going to say they're idiots, but what I have noticed is that the adaptive child, thanks Terry Real, as he points out, it's a child's perspective. Oh, and as Patrick Tiahan, also childhood trauma survivor, healing good therapist, who tries to get people to go and get therapy, but a lot of people, they don't want to go. So the ones who are going, they're healing with their community and they get to go and come together. When I'm seeing the Braveheart charges, I know that they're on the 4th step to healing trauma, because I learned about this from smart people, and studies are showing that people want bystanders to take their side, not the person who did them wrong. No, bystanders so they can go punish them. So you know what I do with any of that idea of casting stones? What was it, Jesus? Don't cast. Yes, I was a 16-year-old when I found out I was casting them by using the word good and bad with intent. Now that I'm grown up and informed, I know I can explain it to you all. And people are like, I found it hard to believe. Well, you don't have that famous introspection. I do. I have a good relationship with my body because I'm an inner child adult. I have a whole self. She's not broken. In fact, there's no shame button, which is why teenagers really didn't appreciate my directness. And grown-ups, well, they still don't appreciate that I am direct and I don't do this. I don't do any of it. And so when you have no, what are they called? Low self-esteem, charges, trust breaks. I don't have trust breaks because I have blind faith, it's called. So God told me what my role was. I made you the way I wanted you to be made. Mind your own business and don't play God. And then when I got up, grown up, I said, hey, God, they're playing you and there's no Lucifer. There's suffering, all suffering. So today I share with you a beginning of our conversation. If you want to reach a large audience, well, luckily for us, the large audience is 2 sides. Yes, the human suffering, they all follow fancy men and women in suits, and they want to shame, blame, fault, revenge, cast stones. Yes, they're called spiritual bypassers, mantles of mental health. So they're pretendos. Like Cusco didn't notice that he was a llama, and he actually took it out on, what was it, Pacha. Yes, so now there's Dr. Daniel Fox. What was it? They have mustard on their face and they don't fucking know it? Yeah, so lack of self-aware, accountable, regulating, adaptive child part people. They act like they know things. In fact, I don't bother with any of them, except for the ones who really know. That's the part. They don't, because they really just want to have a floor. So typically, you allow them to have a floor, they're good. If they want this, and I say, look, we have different opinions. I'm not going to give you that. And if they continue, I'm non-reactive to the point of saying, I don't know why you're getting pissy. Do you want me to lie to you? Because I can lie. I can completely lie if you want. And people don't like that either. So eventually, you meet enough people who understand I'm not breakable because you have no leverage at all, because I have not an adaptive child. I don't have any charges of Maria. It's all Maria right here. Oh, the spirituality process, yes. Do not judge someone's spiritual process by their behavior. The spiritual process is beyond the ways of body and mind. Well, Sadhguru, I beg to differ. It is not beyond the ways of the body and the mind. It is beyond the ways of the body, the mind, the brain, and a person being able to be in a relationship with their solo self, their core, their narrative relational, and not be in love with the story, blah, 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 but actually be truly in love with their self, which I know all about. I have flaws and imperfections, Erica. I'm not going anywhere. My tail's staying, and if you find it fishy, I've learned how many times that I can say, wow. No, I don't. Microfacial expressions don't have me doing anything, because, here's where Pacha knows what Cusco's doing, because Pacha is prefrontal cortex. And Cusco doesn't know what's going on because Cusco doesn't have integrity, which is why when they're applying their judgment, my book, I don't even think of it as anything important except for a person's opinion. So if they're a loved one, then I will give them, of course, radical acceptance. I love, accept, and respect you. Pacha, Cusco, what are you? Are you a squirrel from Cusco land? Are you what? Pinocchio, how is that island? Which one of your masks are you wearing? Because I know your 3-year-old has a broken heart, because if it didn't, then you wouldn't be judging people in the first place, because you wouldn't be doing characterological judgments or distinctions. You know why? Because you wouldn't have a trust break or trauma charge towards humanity or the world. You would be a humble human being and not a servant. No, God didn't ask us to be servants the way they talk to you. It's like the medieval ages. They still want them to be fourth. The only reason 7 to 14 charming they don't pull the wool over the eyes of people. Those people who follow them, they are actively doing something different, which is why I speak. Where are you? Sadhguru has the best quotes. He just doesn't know how to explain it with the psych education. So I'm going to be that human translator. And I just need to find it, because it was a really on point one. When someone's trying to heal their trauma charge by going around with people and pitchforks, it's kind of like this woman who thinks she's doing something called empowering people by doing a video on 10 ways to get underneath the skin of a narcissist. That's only one of the many very not nice videos I've seen. And people who follow this woman, or they're the same who go and crap on a narcissist who's healing authentically. So I'm going to say, as Denzel Washington points out, people don't defend what is right. But see, when you don't need to defend what is right because you know what is right, which is humanly speaking, I didn't walk in your shoes, you didn't walk in mine. I won't be judging any 1-year-old or 3-year-old or 7-year-old, any person living their subconscious, unconscious, because what I do know is that they have a little mustard and they can't tell because they don't care to, because they're too busy projecting and being reactive, because fighting means to be in your teenage version. So anytime you see somebody doing what the 7 to 14 charming do, you just know you got a Cusco in town. You just watch them. I like smart people. If you have been through unpleasant situations in life, you should be sensible enough not to put anyone else in such situations. The unfortunate business is you can't have sense when your 3-year-old is ruling you, which is what happens to people who have attachment ruptures, unresolved trauma, and charges, which is why, as I go online, I'm not surprised by seeing teenagers. That's what I call them. They're all over the place because they need to. Yesterday we talked about this, the needing to be special. Yes, some of us know every human is special. And when they're the whole 3-year-old, it's going to be a pleasantry to be around you. When they're going to be a Cusco, it's going to be fine, because Cusco don't know shit, because that's what ego does. It's blind. I'm a feminine, and a true feminine, that not distorted, because my body, she's whole. My heart's whole. My 3-year-old, she's whole. Thanks, Mom. So I have no of this. Thanks, twin. Being terrified that a rupture means the end of a relationship sets you up from the very beginning to have a relationship that isn't genuine, that isn't real, that doesn't involve being able to just be yourself. Russell Coates, PhD. And what you see here is a grown-up Maria with her teenage version of saying, hey, so you're all unkind. You all are cowards. You all don't know what to do with yourselves, and I'm going to do what? Well, I got given free will, God. I went to catechism, and I said, yes, I promise, Holy Spirit. And then I became a mystic, and now I know some people actually want to go around tainting my... Oh, it's okay. Yoga, don't bring no demons out of you. Reiki is not an evil energy. Tarot and Akashic record readings aren't evil either. And if only those people would notice their chin, then maybe they would be able to understand how we all, sciences and spirituality, stand together with what God did share. We're all made in the way we were supposed to be made. However, if you have shame, blame, fault, or any unresolved trauma and any trust breaks, that's why you got a pitchfork. Anybody who notices the pitchfork is because, okay, ego, I got one too, 14-month-old, not irrefutable facts. Come on, learn how to use your brain, your mind, and your body. So said Guru, love you, man, but without the psych education, a person can't take ownership. Core self, narrative, relational, soul self. That's when you can live true spirituality, interpersonal neurobiology. Really good, Dr. Daniel Siegel, Robert Sapolsky, Determined. We also have a bunch of courses from NICABM with dissociative disorders. So anyone who does understand how it works, you can't hold it against a person if they don't know how to behave. And you yelling in their face isn't going to be a ventral vagal state with a survival mode state. No, so this is where I like to walk a walk and talk a talk. Nobody's perfect, no, but I do know that when I'm in the presence of a person, I'm going to be in a ventral vagal state because I don't have irrefutable facts. I got disowned when I was 8. My mom explained it to me, so I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. So when your heart keeps on, because it's a muscle, can't break it. I don't have scars. I got a heart. Oh, it's called mindfulness living and loving. That's what we do. The Zen master, he doesn't know. There's a Zen master out there. He has laundry. I got emotions and thoughts. The inner growth mindset and tapping into your infinite higher human conscious potential. Welcome 1111 portal. We're going to have some channeled guidance messages, but this is food for thought for anybody. So FYI, when I see any Cusco, of course I care Cusco because I'm a feminine. And that's exactly why some people are like, but you don't agree with, yeah, me listening to you doesn't mean I agree with you. I have an opinion. It's my own. Oh, you don't have to have it. That's the part that some people, they're not really cool with it, which is when I say, excuse me, I have equanimity. It's called no ill will. I'm not trying to be you. If you want me to be you, I don't know why you would want that. You know, again, Eric, I got a tail. So when you can be yourself, it's with flaws, but integrity. And it's not about what you speak. You can speak all the words. I have no shame of me. In fact, again, I just have the conversation. Oh, it's pretty clear when you have no ego because you don't feel that you need to own your self-worth, meaning make proof, okay, the proving of who you are. And I'm being serious because there's a lot of people, they think they're not trying to get that thumbs up, thumbs down. Own your 1-year-old, get earned secure attachment. Own your 3-year-old, own all your child parts and charge them. Then watch yourself soar. You'll feel better, one. You'll make really better, intelligent conversation. You're going to have a good time. Also, you won't do casting of stones on people who didn't get the opportunity to heal, and they need more people to be able and say, hey, it's okay, you're upset. They need different mannerisms. That's trauma. It's relational. You heal it with other people. You can't heal it with Cuscos. You can heal it with Pachas. And no, it's not about perfection. My words are getting tongue-tied. I have to go right now, but we will be back with more. In the meantime, again, remembering that, it's not going to ever be perfect. One thing that I love, though, is Cuscos. They always come out of the woodwork. Oh, they're not impressive. I'm still looking to be impressed by all the ones who are Pachas. And that's why our community is building, because I'm impressed by love. I love to love, and my baby, he loves to laugh, and he loves to live, and he loves to learn, and he loves to not cast stones, because seriously, anybody who's casting one, they really don't know how to be humbled, which means they don't have healthy self-worth, Terrio. I sent them over to you in Patrick Jahan to tell them, go love yourself first. You obviously don't know how to. I do. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Twin. Thanks, sisters. Thanks, all family members, for letting me. Thanks, body. Choose to be me. And it's great. Oh, and again, imperfections. They're bountiful, but we're a rainbow of colors, as my indigo child has shared with me before, and that's why personality traits, they make the world go round, and the 7 to 14 charming, they're there for the people who want to do human suffering love. Yeah, we gonna make fun of them later. But anyways, taking seriously mental health, very serious. I have good sources. Let me know if you want any of them. Have a great day. If you don't, stop by again.